This is Trillium from Trillium Healing Arts. I'm an emotion code Reiki and quantum healing hypnosis practitioner. Today I'm going to be sharing a little bit about my shadow work journey. But first, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. So, last night I had an epiphany. Um, I have the tendency to be attracted to emotionally unavailable people. Or when they are emotionally available, I get spooked and I run as soon as it starts getting more serious. And I decided to tap in and see what my blocks were. And I remember putting this block on myself like, oh, I'm not going to seek love until after school, which would be 10 years from now. It would be too distracting. Or, you know, I tapped in and I asked my subconscious, like, do I have the belief that I'm not ready for love? And it told me yes. And so I sat through my series of practices, rewiring my brain, asking my body if I felt like um, I was ready for love, it telling me no, and then uninstalling that. And to my surprise, when I was uninstalling that, I started sobbing uncontrollably. It was visceral and shaking my whole body. And I was just purging all of these deep emotions that I consciously wasn't feeling, but at at a level, I do feel like I have this resonance of sadness, deep down, of heaviness. Um, Even though I try to be very light in my heart, all of these emotions, they just get stuck in your body. And so I was going through this process for about half an hour and it was just coming out. And, still more come out because when you let go of a belief like that you have all of these emotions which are surrounding and connected to that belief. So then, I was just sitting with it, processing it. But then I remembered that I can actually call on Ascended Master Jesus Christ and do further processing of the energy removal from the trapped emotion. So my process looked like me uninstalling the belief and then me reinstalling the new belief. And the new belief was that I am ready for love now because I believe love is our birthright. I don't think that we need to attain the perfect house or the perfect car or the perfect bank account number or the perfect physique or, you know, necessarily like that ideal lifestyle or accomplishment before we can open up our hearts to love. So I called in a supportive, loving partner that would actually help be there for me as I built my dreams. As I think that being in partnership and being reflections of each other um, can be very amazing in theory. Before, I don't think when I was younger, I knew as well how to establish boundaries. I feel like I overgave my time and energy, even to the point at one time being in a codependent relationship. So I've swung between super being independent and avoidant, which I think is my natural tendency, to being like fully enmeshed and consumed, and then now retreating back into just really focusing on myself and my own healing. But I think I've really worked through some things, and you don't have to be perfect to enter into relationship. All relationships are going to bring out some sort of unhealed part of yourself or will trigger and bring awareness to the wounds that are still in need of healing. Um, so, yeah, it was really interesting. Even more things started bubbling up, things from you know, when I was younger, things from when I was a teen. These just all led to me closing off my heart and never fully being in it. And I asked my body, okay, when is the last time I was really fully ever invested? And it was, to my surprise, I was just a very young teen, and this particular relationship wasn't even very important to me. But I think because of the intensity of the feelings that we experience at that age, that it just seems so devastating that it can completely make you shut down, especially if you have other things in your life happening simultaneously that just make you shut down. um, and the challenging thing about being that young is when we're that young, we're just so stupid, both parties involved, like doing things just for the sake of doing things or going along with it just for the sake of going along with it. Um, but honestly, that's kind of how it should be. I think as we get older, we get wounded so much and we develop so many barriers and, things from our past that we tend to overthink things and look for why things can't work, and just looking for the first signs to like jump out of the situation. And I really feel like that's how I've been approaching most of my relationships, with like one foot out, just looking for the reason why it's not perfect. And, something I've really had to come to terms with is that no one person is going to complete um, every single thing you need. And it's perfectly fine to date multiple people if that's the lifestyle you want. But I think that you can go really, really deep with one person, um, and on an energetic and spiritual level, which is something I'd like to experience in my lifetime. Um, yeah, someone to really like see you and reflect back to you and work through these deeper, challenging things. I feel like when you see a lot of multiple people, that you get just very surface level of them. And that's totally fine because being in a relationship is not for everyone. Um, and it may just be part of my nature to have a more free loving, open, like universal love type of approach with friends in my life. But I at least would like to peel back all the layers, to give myself the opportunity to find out. So, yeah, my big epiphany was, even though maybe mentally I thought I was open, the beliefs that were still installed was I'm not ready. And so I had to remove the beliefs of not being ready. And attached to that was pain and unforgiveness. And so I sat and I forgave this person from when I was an early teen. And I would never think of them, to be honest. Why would I waste any thought? But I went back, and it was actually a very huge charge of unforgiveness, and it took a while to clear. So thank you for tuning in. If you'd stayed this long, I invite you to please like, subscribe, share, comment below. Your support means so much to me. It helps me grow. I really appreciate you, and I just want to remind yourself to give yourself lots of love and self compassion. This healing journey is a windy road, but at the end, you do feel lighter. It's just cycles of going into the depths and the darkness and then emerging back to be in the light and bask in the light. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Sending you love and light.